In this week's Two Wheels Better, Wayne looks at seat bags and Jeff rummages through the Auto Jumble. But first, a look at motorcycle touring.
Well, as you can see, I'm all packed up and ready to go. I'm just waiting for one person, young Paul. God knows where he's got to. He's 10 minutes late already, and I've already been standing out. Sounds as though he's arrived. Good to see you, Paul. You made it then.
Hello, Jeff. All right. That was a nice ride down.
You enjoyed that, did you?
Very nice, yeah. But it took me a bit longer because I'm one of these, you see, Goldwings. It's not easy to cut through the traffic.
So why have you come on this?
Because you said we're going for a long ride, so I thought I'd get a bit of luxury because we're going to see your daughter or something.
No, we're not going to see my daughter. I said we're going across the water.
Oh, I thought you said we were going to see your daughter, Lily, or something.
This is getting worse, Paul. After I washed your ears out, I said we're going across the water to Lille. It's in northern France.
Oh, right. That's the wet bit then, over there.
I don't know what we're going to do with you, Paul.
Well,
seriously, you did know, didn't you? You got me worried now.
I'm only one up. Yeah, of course, I'm ready. What's this? Triumph 595. Hardly a touring machine, really, is it?
Might not be a touring machine as we know it, but I mean, if it's a bike that you're happy with and you've got a sports bike like this, even Triumph expect you to go doing some touring on it. They've even made their own tank bag for it. Put an aftermarket tail pack on and you've got a bike there that you can tour with. You know, we're not talking heavy stuff and you don't have to actually have something like a wing to do it.
Right, last question, Jeff. Do you know where we're going?
Of course I know where we're going.
Oh, you've got a map, you mean? Is that what you mean?
I have the map.
Good, let's have a look at it.
Well, our fantastic preparation work, and we've actually made it to Dover. But now we're going through the Easybeats because we're on an MCI tour, and I've got Alistair McFarlane with me here, the arch organiser. That's true, isn't it, Alistair?
Thanks very much, Jeff. Yeah, looking forward to getting over to France. We're here in Dover at the moment. We've got about an hour and a half crossing, which hopefully today should be a calm crossing. Nevertheless, the bikes have to be strapped down, so we look forward to the Sea France people helping us out with those arrangements. But 23 bikes altogether, get all those people over to the other side, and then we've got a few interesting places to go and look at when we're in France.
Tell me, it's a mixed bag, if it's right to call people on boats a mixed bag, but I mean, you've got experienced regulars and then some brand new people?
We tend to get quite a lot of people who come over with us on repeat tours. Obviously, I think we're doing something right, Jeff, because about 70% of the people tend to come back and sample different tours. This is a short tour, it's a weekend tour. Other tours that we do go a bit further afield. We've got to Corsica, Bavaria, we've got a trip to Spain, another one going to Switzerland this year. But this weekend, we're over to Lille, and we're going to take in Saint-Omer on the way over, and on the way back, we'll pop into Arras and have a look at the town square there.
With anyone new on this trip, you give people a briefing, don't you, of sort of what they must and must not do, which side of the road to ride on, for one thing?
Well, I think the side of the road's the most obvious thing, yeah. I make a point in all the tour notes and the tour preparation stuff that we send out, full explanation of what you need to do preparatory to coming on the tour itself. But when we get the other side, I'll stand up there in the car park, make a bit of a short presentation, not too long because we want to make some progress and we want to get going. But there are important things that we do need to accent to make sure that safety is a paramount consideration, that people know what to expect and know what to do.
All good tours need a good tour leader, and I asked our man Peter Avard whether people really were frightened of riding on the wrong side of the road.
I think they really are. I think they're, for the first time, it's an unknown adventure, really, a very mild type of adventure. But once they've done 25 miles, with a little bit of briefing and a little bit of homework on their behalf, it all comes together and they say to themselves, I'm sure, oh, what was all the fuss about? At any rate. And then on the return journey back to Calais, you find all the confidence has come together and they go off and leave you. And you think, well, you know, perhaps you've done a good job in the end of the day. But there are certain things that you have to watch out for, especially if you find yourself riding on your own. It's all right if you're following a group of people, which personally I don't like riding in convoy. But for the first time, you condition yourself to this is how it's going to be. But you know, things like roundabouts can always provide a little bit of a hazard. The road junctions, you know, people that the French drive very competitively, and you must always keep an eye on that mirror, because they'll overtake from a long way back in a column and just come by, and you know, and you've got to be aware that this is likely to happen.
They have different customs as well. I've noticed French bikers, they have different customs to us, don't they? We wave and let on, or we might flash. They do all sorts of things.
It's brilliant. I think, you know, there is a feeling that you've arrived when you're in France. They wave, they give you the two-finger wave, the rather nice two-finger wave, and they do stick their leg out, and this is always a friendly gesture. The bit that worries me sometimes is that when you stop at the petrol pumps or a cafe, no one speaks to you, and I just wonder why they're so friendly when they're on the road, or and when you get back. But sure, I mean, once or twice we've been lost and we've had to stop in, get the map out, and invariably a French biker will come up to you and, you know, offer some help.
Touring holidays and touring on a GSX R11, you'd think the two don't go together, but Jeff Stokes here has been with us, and you've enjoyed yourself, haven't you, Jeff?
Thoroughly enjoyed it, loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
When we went out yesterday, we did, 250 miles, and thoroughly enjoyed every minute. We found some beautiful roads, and yes, it's not a tour, but does the job.
And you were with your pal on the ZZR11?
Alan Brown, on his ZZR, and yes, we had a terrific day out.
Yeah. So what would you say to anyone with a sports bike? You say, yes, you can do it, I presume.
Try it.
Yeah.
This is my first tour, and I've loved it. Try it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't do it again. If you like it, I'm going to do it again.
And tell me, luggage, you're travelling very light. In fact, I did wonder, I thought, where's his panniers?
Well,
but that's it.
They're all saying, yeah, you've sent the suitcases on ahead, but no, this is it. Everything is in there, everything I need. Change of clothes, that's all you need.
Yeah.
It's only a long weekend, so yeah, not a problem.
Simon, you've been on tours before, haven't you? Where have you been before?
I've been to the Bowl, south of France, down there, yeah.
And was that on the VTR?
Yeah, that's on the VTR, yeah.
So what made you choose a VTR as against a sort of a touring bike, a ZZR11 or Blackbird or whatever?
I wanted a V-twin, and I wanted a bike I could use every day, and perhaps do a bit of touring as well, and a bit of sport riding. So.
Right, and so you found the VTR is a good all-rounder for that?
It's a good all-rounder, but as far as touring is concerned, the tank is a bit small at 16 litres, so it limits it a bit as far as range is concerned.
So how far do you get, just round figures?
Absolute maximum 150 miles, 130 miles to reserve.
That's at 130 mile an hour though, you nearly said that.
Yeah, well I got more than that out of it actually, but yeah.
So what about luggage carrying capacity? I know that amongst everyone here you've been carrying a rucksack. How do you get on with that?
Yeah, I find it fine actually. I don't find a big problem. I'm carrying enough weight as it is, so a bit more won't make any difference really.
So you don't bother with sort of soft luggage? I can see you have had a tank bag on it.
Yeah, I've got a tank bag. Soft luggage doesn't really work all that well on sports bikes because it's got a flared tail, and however much you try and protect the tail, it tends to scratch it a little bit. So it's just as easy to use a rucksack, small rucksack, and a big tank bag basically, and you can get most of what you need.
Alan, you got this ZZR, the definitive sports tourer to lots of people, and you find it the ideal tool, do you, for yourself and Brenda?
Yes, it's absolutely ideal. It's a large bike. It's our third ZZR. It's very easy to ride, comfortable.
Yeah, and so you did an all-rounder. You got your soft luggage there as well, and that's your preferred mode of packing, is it?
Yes, we don't do the really sort of serious long-distance touring, so we don't tend to have panniers and sort of large fixed luggage. We prefer it as it is.
But you saying that's the other thing I was going to ask about. You've actually been on a number of these tours, haven't you?
We have, yes. We've been on, I think it's 7 MCI tours. We've been to the south of France, we've been Belgium, we've been down to Spain on our own as well.
So what's the attraction with coming on a guided tour? What is it for you? Is it the social side or what?
Yes, you do. You meet groups of people. Obviously, you have a common interest. It's very enjoyable to travel that way.
Yeah, and do you like the sort of someone else doing the organising for you and booking hotels in advance?
Yes, for sure. Yes, it makes it so much easier. You don't have to worry about looking for a hotel in the evening. You just arrive and book in, and there you are.
So on this one, which has been quite a short one, would you say this is ideal for someone who's actually sort of thinking about it? It's this sort of one which is ideal just to have that little flavour of France, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. These shorter trips, yes, for people that have never been abroad before and a bit unsure about riding on the other side of the road, and you don't have the language problem really because you've got somebody looking after you.
It's fairly clear what the actual rider gets out of touring, but what's the attraction for a pillion?
There's a lot of freedom, a nice sort of feeling of being able to just look round and enjoy the scenery, and quite a lot of speed, and I enjoy being on the back really. It's quite good fun.
I enjoy it because one, I trust Alan's driving, the bike's fast and very good in traffic as well, surprisingly enough. And really we see a lot of the continent, which I don't think you could in a car, and I don't really like riding a bike on my own, so it's much nicer for me to be a pillion.
I like being part of the landscape and being able to notice a lot more than being a rider, because I ride as well. We have an intercom, and so I don't like being left behind, so I can nag him too. Yeah, you get to notice a lot more than if you're riding. And I enjoy the speed, actually going that fast. It's the closest thing to flying. It's fantastic.
Well, here we are. We're on our way back now. We're at Calais, as you can see behind me. And if you remember, when we started this, Paul said, what have you got there? I got the 595. Is it a suitable touring bike? Yes, it is. You can do anything on one of these. It was comfortable. Adequate luggage for the 3 days that we've been away. Tail pack and a tank bag, no problem at all. We had some very iffy weather, as you can see from the bike, spattered in mud and whatnot, but the bike performed well. I was comfortable on it myself because I'm a pretty big fella. But one little annoying thing with it that I've got to see Triumph about, he kept cutting out on me any old time. I don't think it's a trait of 595s, I haven't heard it before, but this one just did it as it happened. But overall, performed well, got a hell of a lot of grunt. Sometimes I wanted to sort of break away from the pack, but when you're with a touring group, that's not really good manners, is it? So I stuck with it. And so if you want to go touring, 595 or whatever you want, you can do it.
And you can also do it on one of these, the Ultimate Tourer, a Honda GL 1500, a Goldwing. And you don't have to buy one of these. It costs you about 16 grand now for a new 1500 like this. But you can hire them. This is actually on hire because I can't afford it. But it's got everything that you would want on a long trip. Stereo, radio, cassette, cruise control, which I have to say, I think is very fancy but totally useless, because once you're on cruise control, where do you put your hand? You've got to have your hand there anyway to steer the damn thing, so... Anyway, that's the only thing I can think to moan about. More luggage space than you can ever wish for. Jeff's got half of his stuff in here, by the way. Don't let him fool you with them little tank bags. But no, he hasn't. One last tip before we go about touring. Make sure, if you go touring, you do take some plastic money for emergencies. Just in case some thieving scumbag decides to cut your helmet off its helmet lock and naff off down the road with it, as happened to me. Anyway, nothing's perfect, is it? Time to put one last tape in and go and catch the boat. the break, Wayne gets to grips with some seat bags and Jeff's at the Auto Jumble.
Beautiful, innit, eh? Absolutely gorgeous. Well, they are the modern day superbike and sports machine, but the only drawback with them, and in fact most two-wheel form of transport, is how the hell do you carry your rubbish? I mean, there's some gear that I want to go away with. How do I carry it? Well, we have a cure. We have a seat bag. The reason why seat bags were introduced is very, very simple, because most machines have seats. And for those bikes that have just like a hump on the back, the sports bikes, okay, that makes it a little more difficult, but they'll still fit on them. So seat bags are definitely the easiest way to carry your swag on the back of your bike. And of course, if you've got a passenger sat on the seat, simple enough, innit? They put the seat bag over the shoulder and carry it just like a shoulder bag or a rucksack. Well, this is just one of them. This is the Wolfman bag from Colorado, USA, carrying a 5-year warranty, made out of beautiful Cordura, plenty of zips, plenty of pockets, and good strong bungee straps and hooks to fit it to your bike. And that will cost you around 65 quid. But there are loads of them. In fact, I'll show you some more. This one's the Fjorigan bag, and this is actually probably the best price one, which is actually 35 quid. I mean, it's pretty damn good value for money. A nice big single opening on the top, which will allow you to get big items in as well as little items, such as that. We've even got on the inside pen pockets, stuff. I mean, just look at that, indeed. All sorts of pockets here, there and everywhere. And when you're not carrying it on the bike with the straps through here, when you disconnect them, this pocket comes up here and zips up, so it's nice and neat for when you've got it over your shoulder. Good idea, isn't it? That's the Fjorigan all weather, 35 quid. That was clever, wasn't it? You never even see that one fitted, did you? Straight on, by magic even. They are actually very easy to fit. And it will vary from bike to bike. You might not have the ideal post here for the bungee hooks to fasten to, but you'll always find somewhere on your bike. Improvisation, hell, that's part of motorcycling, isn't it? This particular bag is the Oxford Sovereign bag. Comes with, I think it's a 10-year warranty. Not bad for a £55 investment. And it's quite ingenious the way it can increase its capacities to allow you, by moving this here a zip, which I can't do because I'm not very clever. If you undo this zip, he says, fumbling merrily. Where's it gone? I've got it now, sussed it. All the way around here like that. That allows those pockets to extend so you can get your butties or whatever you want to carry in it. Pretty good, eh? That expands the side, it expands on this side, but the overall size of the bags do vary. In fact, look at this. This is a whopper, and this is from Jive, who are they're generally synonymous with hard luggage. I mean, everybody knows the Jive range, but they've done a new range of soft luggage with supersonic hooks, massive bag, pockets everywhere, big shoulder strap. I mean, you could use that for all sorts of things, and well priced, because the whole of this thing will cost you 55 quid. Pretty good value for money. Capacity, well, I don't know, twice as big as most of the others. But size isn't everything, is it? No. Versatility, that's the point. Now I have this final bag here from Held, German company. What they've done, clever, it's a seat bag and a tank bag with magnetic fasteners here on the bottom. And these straps hook just like the others do and have a ratchet system so you can fit it tight to your seat or to your tank. Nice big aperture in the top here, of which when you undo, oh look, a crash helmet. Oh, I'm sure it's my size. Oh, a key for a fire blade and a fire blade. You'll have to excuse me now. I feel the need to try this little baby out with a bag or two on the back.
see classic bikes like this, all beautifully restored, some of you might think it's quite an easy project. Well, it's not. Often you need to find lots of bits and pieces for the engine and the cycle parts. And then if you come to a big classic show like this, you'll find Auto Jumbles everywhere. So Auto Jumbles are the place to come, and that's what we've done. You want exhausts? We've got thousands of them. Triumph Tiger 100, T120, Thunderbird, Bonnevilles, they're all up there. And if you're okay for your exhausts, look at all these rubber goods. Don't get too excited. Tank plug for a BSA, cost you a couple of quid. Kickstart rubbers, gear lever rubbers, backlight lenses, £2.50, the old BSA or Triumph. Stoplight switches, everything, just no problem. You might not have enough parts to even start the project with. And so you're after mud guards. And here we've got a range of Panther, BSA, AJS, all matchless, James, matchless again. And all you have to do with these, get them shot blasted, stove enamelled, and you'll be away. Right, so you want some nice brand new silencers. Nice gold star job there. Even an unusual aerial arrow, the old two-stroke. They've got those here. Triumph, of course. And even something very, very rare, Craig Vetter's Triumph Hurricane. There's 3 exhaust system off the one side from the old Trident. You can even get those. So no excuses for not getting the right bits. Well, if you've got your cycle parts, but you now want the mechanical parts or even the electrical parts, you've even got that here. You've got magnetos by BTH and Lucas. You've got your headlight shells here. Don't know what that modern exhaust system is doing there. You've got brake plates, BSA and Triumph. Velisets, bottom half I can see there. Cylinder barrels off God knows what else. And look here, you've even got a little Vespa flywheel and conrod assembly. So everything and anything you can get here. So you've been round your Auto Jumble supermarket, you've got all your bits and pieces, but you've still got to finish the bike off at the end. This beautiful Bonneville here, this has been entered in the Concours competition here at the Stafford show. And look at it, it's gleaming absolutely everywhere. So you've got a lot of these component parts. As I said earlier, you can get parts shot blasted, stove enamelled, get the mudguards lined, get wheels replated or built brand new, whatever. All the cases, you can get all the polishing equipment at a classic show or at an Auto Jumble, all the bits and pieces to polish it up. Special heat-proof lacquers, the whole caboodle, all sorts of little gizmos for the carburetors. And as you can see, at the end of the day, you can bring the thing back to absolutely as new, or sometimes better than new.
And in next week's Two Wheels Better, we unearth some classics and enjoy a blast from the past at this year's Stafford Classic Bike Show.